What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at two rugged smartwatches. We have the KOSPET TANK M3 and the M3 ULTRA. Taking a look at the specs, both of these have a 1.96-inch always-on AMOLED display, Corning Gorilla Glass on the screens, a dual-core CPU, and several military-grade certifications to make these very durable and rugged smartwatches. So taking a look inside the box, beside the watches, you also get a glass screen protector, which is great to see. Everybody's going to purchase one of these anyway, so it's nice for them to include that in the box. And then you have your charger, which has a USB-A on the end, and this is a magnetic charger, so when you're ready to charge, you just slap it on there like that, and it'll automatically start charging. So nice charger to have. Definitely prefer this over having a cable to plug into the watch. All right, so taking a look at the watches themselves, right here we have the Tank M3, and over here we have the M3 ULTRA. They're both very similar in design and functionality, but there is a few differences between them. So looking at the M3, this one is silver and black. Very nice looking watch, has a nice heft to it. And then the M3 ULTRA comes in black, and then you have these orange accents as well. Between the two, I definitely like the design of the M3 ULTRA better. It's a little more unique. But if you want something more simple, the M3 definitely looks good as well. So between the two watches, besides the colors, the only other difference is the Ultra has a built-in GPS as well as a few other sensors as well. But besides that, they're pretty much identical in design and functionality. So for the rest of this video, I'll be focusing on the M3 Ultra. So as I said earlier, this definitely feels like a very well-made watch, and it actually is much better than most of the watches out in the market as well. First off, it has several military-grade certifications, which is called MIL STD 810H, and these are a bunch of tests to certify it to work in a lot of harsh environments. This includes tests for vibration, salt, sand, high and low temperatures, and a lot more. I'll throw an image up on the screen so you can see what all those certifications are, but overall, this is a very rugged watch. You can beat this up and put it through hell, and it's definitely going to hold up to it. I have another watch from KOSPET, which is also a rugged watch with the same certifications as this one, and I dipped that one in water. I dropped it on cement, and it still had no problems at all, so definitely very rugged watches. So besides being very rugged, this also has a few waterproof ratings as well. First off, it's IP69K, which means you can go diving or swimming with this, and it can also withstand jets of water up to 1,450 psi. Your average electric power washer tops out about 2,000 psi, so pretty much you can blast this head on with a pressure washer and it's still going to live up to that and not have any issues. Besides that, this also has a 5 ATM rating, which means you can dive up to 164 feet underwater without it getting any damage. I don't know who realistically is going to be 164 feet underwater, but again, nice to know it has that capability. So for most people, just going in a regular pool or swimming in a lake or something like that, you won't have any problems with this, and you can just leave it on the entire time. So looking at the buttons, on this side you have your select and back button, and then on this side you have your up and down button. They are a little hard to read on the all black Ultra, and because this one is silver, this one's much easier to read, but besides for the initial learning curve, I don't think you're going to need those labels anyway, so fine either ways. Alright, so as I said earlier, this does have an always on display. You can change this around as well, but that's how I have it right now. And to turn it on, you can either push a button on the side, or you can activate the feature to lift it up and it'll automatically go on. So you can see if I go like this, it'll automatically turn itself on. So looking at the screen, this is definitely a very good screen. That's one thing that always impresses me about these KOSPET watches. You have an AMOLED display. I own a few other big brand watches, like an Apple Watch, Samsung Watch. And this screen is just as good as those, even though this watch costs a small fraction of the price. Very vivid screen, very high quality. Everything looks great on here. So if one of the things that worries you about this watch being cheaper, that it might feel cheap or look cheap, definitely don't worry about that, as on the surface of it, this watch looks like it could cost 2 to 3 times what it does, just from how well it's made and the quality you get on the screen. Alright, so turning on the watch, this is what you see here. This is the default face you get. But if you go up into settings, you have a few more installed faces in the watch that you can choose from as well. Personally, I really like this one, so that's why I chose. But besides the ones that are built into the watch, you can also get a whole lot more in their KOSPET app as well. So swiping down on the screen, here you have your settings tab. First one here is your brightness. So you can see, you can put this very dim if you wanted to. And then it also goes very bright as well. Personally, I like having it brighter, so I usually leave it around there. Then you have your phone, your mute, silent toggle, battery power, and you got a power saving mode there. This is the raise to wake, which is what I talked about a second ago. I'm further have that on. You got find phone, so if you can't find your phone, you can click on that, and it'll help you locate your phone for you. Besides what you have there, you can also change out the toggles and customize that with the ones that you prefer to have there, as well as the order. Diving more into the settings, you have change watch face, language, always on display. As you can see, I have it on right now. You can also select the custom display, and there's a few different faces you can choose from as well, depending on what you want. I'll just leave it on the default one. And then you can also schedule it, which is very good to have. This way, it's not always on, even though it's called always on display. You don't need it to be on at 4 or 5 in the morning when you're asleep. So you can set it to a schedule where it'll shut it off completely. And then when you wake up, it'll resume showing that always on display. Scrolling down more, you got display and brightness, vibration. You got a few different themes on there. So this is going to be for your app list. So we got a few different themes here for how you want your apps to appear. Personally, I like the list. That's just the simplest way, and it just looks cleanest for me. So with the list like that, it'll look like this. Very simple, easy to scroll. But if you wanted something more stylish, that's when you can switch that up. Let's go ahead and go through those. So we got grid mode, bunch of little icons. We got honeycomb mode, which spreads out the icons like this, very similar to an Apple Watch. And then we got halo mode, which is similar to a Samsung watch, but with their own little twist on it. Whirling mode, pretty much the Samsung style again, where you can kind of swirl around with those icons. And then last, we have waterfall mode, which is another kind of sorted out icons you can move around. Like I said, I just prefer the simple list, so I'll go ahead and leave it there. All right, so swiping up, this is where you have a lot of your widgets, you can say. So you can see your heart rate, your blood oxygen, stress, weather, alarm, sleep data, workout records, women's health, altimeter, stopwatch. And then you can also edit this to display only the things you want to display, as well as the order of everything. Swiping to the left, this is where you have all your notifications, whether that be calls or Facebook, Instagram, text messages that all pop up right here. So very easily, when you have your watch, just lift it up, swipe to the left, and you can very easily see all your notifications like that. And then as I showed earlier, swiping to the right, this is where you have all your apps. So starting at the top, you have calls. So you can go ahead and make and receive calls from this watch. Daily activity, just give you your quick statistics for the day, your steps and all of that. And then right here, you have your workouts. This has a total of 130 plus workouts. So no matter what kind of workout you're doing, chances are this watch is going to have it. So lots and lots of tracking you can do here. So look at it right here. They're categorized. So we got 12 winter sports, 50 fitness exercises, 28 ball games, 22 water sports, 10 dances, 9 extreme sports, and on and on and on. So very, very good when it comes to fitness tracking. If you want to make sure you track specific workouts and everything you're doing. Right below that, you have workout records. So you can see all your previous track data. You got your heart rate monitor. Sleep monitoring, so you can see how you're sleeping, if you're sleeping well or not. You can work on that. You got a blood oxygen monitor, stress monitor. You got music. So if this connects to your phone, you can go ahead and switch up your songs, mess with the volume, pause and play. Definitely one I like having, especially when I'm out riding my e-bike. I don't want to take out my phone. I just use that, change my music. You have voice assistant, so you can control your phone's voice assistant from this watch as well. Weather, compass, barometric altimeter, breathing exercises, notifications, stopwatch, alarms, timer, calculator, remote shutter, flashlight, find phone, women's health, settings, and then lastly, QR code. So definitely a lot of apps here. I think that covers the majority of the apps that I would use, everything most people would need. And as you can see, you also have a few apps that are here on this widget face as well, which is pretty cool. I just noticed. So you can check your notifications, your alarms, see what that one is, daily activity. Then you have your calls as well. So another reason why I like that watch face there. All right, so looking at the app, this is what it looks like. Up top, you have your watch information and your battery power. You have a few different toggles you can change here. A few different reminders you can set. You got your health monitoring, contacts, system update, about watch. Homepage has all of your health statistics shown there, so you can see those very easily and quickly. Sports, you can also set sports tracking from your watch as well. So if you're going on a walk, you go ahead and click that.
3, 2, 1.
And as you can see, it's going to start tracking on your watch as well. I'm not sure why you would want to use that if you have the watch on your wrist, but maybe for some reason it's easier to do this way. Maybe the phone is on your bike handlebars or something, and it's much easier to access that way. But for most cases, it's probably going to be easier to just start it from the watch. As you can see right here, we have watch face gallery, and this is where you have all your different watch faces you can choose from. Bunch of different options here, bunch of different categories. And then when you click on that, this is when you have a lot of options to pick from as well. So you got business styles, which I guess are more like elegant, professional, fashion, art, illustration, hand-drawn, little artsy designs, cartoons, festive dial. Then you got always on displays. And then you can also make your own as well. So you can go ahead and put your own text color, your own image, and make your own watch face there. So overall, a very simple app, but it has everything you can need there, and also very easy to navigate as well. Overall, these are definitely great smartwatches that are very affordable as well. So if you happen to be shopping for a new smartwatch, I would highly recommend either of these here, which again is the KOSPET Tank M3 or M3 Ultra. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.